Hey guys, Brent Hull, Wednesday design video. Traditional house in Kansas, in a traditional neighborhood, period revival, trying to figure out which way to take it. Is it colonial revival? Is it kind of some kind of cottage? Come check it out. Okay guys, so this is a house in Kansas. Actually, it's really one of the tougher ones I've dealt with because it's so plain vanilla. There's not really a lot to choose from, not a lot to go with. And so I'm trying to find architectural details that communicate, style, and there aren't many. So this is the house. You've got a hipped roof, you got a gabled roof, little addition. Everything's double hung windows. And then there's, if you look at this detail here, there's actually timbering in here, and this is the overlaid. And so it just has me scratching my head kind of how to fix this. And so what I've done is I've gone in here and I've put a gable roof here. So I'd reframe this. This is a remodel, and they've come asking for this. So I've reframed this so that this is a gable end, okay? And by doing that, I'm gonna have to build this area out right here and right here and drop this down as kind of a main gable end, okay? So I'm gonna brick and go over this whole, it's already brick, so I'm just gonna pull the brick out onto this lower section and kind of make this dominant. And what the opportunity is that I've got this kind of door that's offset, but I'm going to be playing around with this arrangement here, and this window is going to go over a window, this window is going to go over a window, and this window is going to go over the door. So you see that here is that I've kept these upper windows. I've changed the shutters. The shutters, if you could see here, were a plank shutter. Okay, so this is a board and batten shutter. There's actually a strap hinge right there. And so we're going to go back with a louvered shutter. And so I've gone with louvered shutters everywhere that there's a single window. They had shutters on everything, and so we're not going to do that. We're not going to put shutters on the outside of 3 windows. Bigger windows on the bottom than on the top with louvered shutters, and then this really pretty handsome door here that, if they put a circle drive in, that you can announce and kind of define, and all of a sudden my front entry becomes much more important, much more visible than what's going on here. And so I'm just really playing with this little section in here, and I'm going to kind of leave these other windows. Now, the other option I had was to try to make this some kind of Tudor or some kind of cottage. And so the cottage thing kind of works because I could take this timbering, right, just and color in that timbering, but this is all timbering. You could have had a finial that came down here. It could have been interesting. The problem is that every window is double hung in this thing. And so the double hung is really an English invention, and it becomes dominant in England during a classical period. It follows over into the United States. For some reason today, everything is casement, but back then everything was double hungs. And so these double hungs are then, determining or help driving the fact that this thing needs to be more traditional. And so without, changing out all their windows, I just think the work to get this house traditional like this, okay, versus going with a cottage, means that if I went with a cottage, I'd have to change these windows. I'd have to change the timbering in more than one section. I could have kept the shutters, but the shutters, look at that one, that was not even the right size. And so I've been playing around with those. And so it's just, what does this house want to be? It's a hard one because this one, wants to be a house, but it doesn't really have any clear direction. There is some interesting, this little overhang thing is kind of a fun detail. And that's what I'm playing with right now, is playing with this putting a column in here with the pilaster in the back and kind of changing that, changing this railing up so that it has a little bit more definition. So that's a fun feature, but you come over here and everything about this is colonial revival. The windows, the siding, the brick, the chimney, and so the fact that it's painted all kind of speaks to that. And so it's kind of pushing me in that direction. So I'm just playing around with details, fixing the windows here. I'm taking the windows and putting kind of a landscape feature here, But it's a pretty house, and I think pulling the driveway in front of this thing would help a lot. This can be really charming. We do need to fix the entrance, and that's really where my focus was. You know, if we look at this piece over here, you can kind of see this kind of unfortunate addition that was put on here, where you've got these long tall windows. Again, we got really pretty good proportioned double hungs here, and then all of a sudden these windows that are, you know, almost doors or something. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make this a little bit more classical, may put something up in here, but I don't like how these columns have this huge plinth. I'm not sure why there's that pedestal or plinth. I don't know why these panels on this here don't line up with anything else. This should be a column. And so what you'll see me starting to do is I'm building out this roof. I'm going to pull the roof out this way a little bit, but I'm going to put a column in here so that there's a pilaster here and a pilaster here and a pilaster down here, right? And a pilaster here. So there's a blank space where they panelized it. That's a natural place for a column. The column's going to support this gable end here and here. And then I'm going to change, you know, this connection between these with some better detailing that comes across here. But this is the kind of direction that, you know, if I was going to take it, you know, Tudor or some kind of cottage, these would all be kind of timbered in here. It's just easier as far as what this house wants to be, what it's trying to be. It's easier to go with that Colonial revival, fix this thing. It's going to be much easier than anything else. So this is the kind of detail I was working with. That's the reason why we're going in that direction. I think it's going to help this house quite a bit. I think that's a really handsome entry. So let me know what you guys think. Okay guys, what did you think? Think we took it in the right direction? Really centering up and making that gable end prominent with the doorway. I really like. I think that's really handsome. I just couldn't take it the other way. I just thought it'd be too expensive. So let me know what you guys think. I read all the comments. I'm Brent Hull. Thanks for watching.